I'm Nadine, and I have a greenhouse in north central Alberta, Bruderheim. And the facility that we have here is 1 acre of growing space of indoor under glass and plastic. For the past 7 years, I have been an ornamental grower, so bedding plants, flowers, and it's definitely horticulture is my passion. It's what I love to do. Desire to grow food. And I'm never going to stop growing flowers because that's part of what I do and what I love, but food is definitely where I want to move and expand and bring my business into the next, sort of the next level. So the project I'm going to start working on now and I'm diving into wholeheartedly is a hydroponic. See what I did? Dive into it. Hydroponic project that I'm going to dive into is growing greens, lettuce, kale, anything fresh and green, and herbs, and also probably some strawberries I'm going to venture into. And I'm very excited about this because it will provide a local food source that we don't have here in this immediate area. My vision is to maybe have a market happening here where I can bring in other food from other people. We have some great veggie producers in central Alberta where I'd like to have tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers here to augment what I'm already growing, or maybe someone who does honey and all these great products that we have within Alberta, to have it here available in this area is my vision there. But to start with, I need to build this project first. I need to get my greens project and my hydroponic on the go. So what I've started with is a small hydroponic pond so I can teach myself how to do this. The facility that we're building into is quite large. We'll be able to produce between 1,300 and 1,500 heads of some sort of green product weekly. That's a lot of greens. Prior to that, I thought, you know what, I need to know how to do this. I need to teach myself. So I've started with small ponds, 4 by 8, so I can learn the hydroponic world and learn how to fertilize and all that. And the process is really quite simple. You plant a seed into a small substrate. This particular one is called Sublime. You plant the seed, you germinate it, and you get it going. The good thing about this is you know when to stick it into the hydroponic pond because there's little tiny roots coming out the bottom. They're really cool, these little, see the little roots? So then you know it's time to put it into the pond. And it's as simple as you have your fertilizer solution in the pond, you get the water circulating, and then you just insert. Let me show you what it looks like once it gets growing. So you can see these great little roots. You saw the tiny ones at the beginning, and I actually floated this pond, these lettuce plugs, in about a week and a half now. They've been in the water for about a week and a half. So that's what it looks like. Oh, I'll also show you too my system. This is a circulating water system. So we have a pump at one end, and just the pipe goes through so that you keep the water moving so the roots don't stagnate. And the water doesn't stagnate. And kale is awesome. You should see the roots on these bad boys already. Love the kale, look at that. There's not enough kale on the planet, right? For everybody right now, you smoothie that, you make Caesar salads out of it. Fresh is best is what I totally believe in and how I live and eat. And fresh is best and eating real food, that's the key. That's the key to all of our health, I think. I'm also a firm believer in teaching kids where our food comes from, and I think that's also very important in this next generation coming up. Probably a couple generations is teaching people about food and how to grow it. And then one of the biggest things I do and firmly believe in is using good bugs to eat the bad bugs in my greenhouse. So when I grow my ornamentals right now, I can proudly say this year I did not use not one extra chemical application, nothing in my greenhouse but biocontrol, which is good bugs eating bad bugs, and I'm very proud to say that. Now that was my first year of just feeling like a biocontrol rock star, for lack of a better term. If I can repeat it again next year, then I know I have a system that's working. So I'm very, very excited about it, and I hit it hard every year now, and now that I've learned a lot more about it, and I have many hunting predators in the building, parasitic wasps, all these great bugs. here long before the pests can get established, and that's the key, is to go hard on it. So I'm very excited about that, to be able to roll that into my hydroponic system. And so part of one of the big things I'm doing right now is learning how that can happen, and I'm accessing all the great resources that I have in my horticulture community as to how I can do that and if it's even possible. So I'm working on that. So the booster campaign, what I'm doing